My father died when I was 20. He was 59, had cancer, had a rottenness that grew out of him. He used to drink a lot. And, well, he got sick in the end. And my father loved me. Whatever I might have thought about him, whatever I might have said, all the unkindness I sent his way, he loved me. Unquestionably. And he tried so hard. He did the best he could. God, when I was young, I would wait for him to come home from work just so I could jump on his back. He would walk through the door. There was a step right next to the door, so my sister and I would wait there, and we would jump straight from that ledge. We would hide behind the wall. We would hide and wait and hear the garage door open, and the car would pull up, and that was the best sound in the entire world. It was worth every second of being awake in the day was for that sound. And he'd step through, and he'd already be smiling because he knew we were waiting there. And we'd jump and crawl on his shoulders. Where did that go? I mean, what happened to me so that I didn't do it anymore? Why do you feel the need to withdraw? Why does that happen? And I remember we would every day, you know? I remember the buzzing turn of the garage door. You'd hear the thud of the wheels once they entered the garage. The car would stop. The doors would slam shut, and you'd wait. And the door would open. It would swing in, and he'd walk in all huge in those days, you know? Like he was bigger than anything, and he was then. He really was. And we'd jump. And Mum would be there with us, smiling, and we were a family of some kind of storybook. And we were perfect in that way. Where did that go? What made us just not care about it anymore? And it got so quiet in that house sometimes. And there was yelling. Not much, but it was apocalyptic when it happened. And I would see his eyes grow dark, and that face that held with it every promise in the world, all the knowledge and the wisdom that I could possibly imagine, just became this uncomprehending animal to me. Then he went. And he was no longer the giant he used to be, and at the time I didn't care. There was a... What? Pride? Pride, was it? Is that what it was? That fate had decided to visit catastrophe on me in order to test me. And how sick is that? That my first reaction was almost pride at it. That this man who had lived for me, was dying, and all I could think of was what it meant for me. And I was angry too, because it meant that there wouldn't be as much money for uni, and there wouldn't be as many free rides, and my mum would have to go back to work, and my sister, and there was so much work in it, and I didn't even realize how disgusting it was that I'd be thinking these things. It didn't even occur to me that perhaps this wasn't about me. That perhaps there was a man that I didn't know who was fading. Because it was a protracted falling. It took 6 months for him to die from that. And what did he think when he looked at me? Was he proud?